Let's talk about neurotransmitters. These tiny chemical messengers play a huge role in how our brains and bodies function. First things first, what are neurotransmitters? Neurotransmitters are chemicals that transmit signals across a synapse from one neuron to another target neuron, muscle cell, or gland cell. They're essential for all sorts of brain functions, from regulating mood to controlling movement. There are many different neurotransmitters, each with specific roles. First up, we have acetylcholine. This neurotransmitter is crucial for muscle activation, attention, learning, and memory. Acetylcholine is released at the neuromuscular junction, the point where nerves connect to muscles. When acetylcholine binds to receptors on muscle cells, it triggers a series of events that lead to muscle contraction. This process is the basis for all voluntary muscle movements. In the brain, acetylcholine is involved in promoting wakefulness and attention. It also plays a critical role in the formation of memories. Disruption in acetylcholine signaling is associated with conditions like Alzheimer's. Next up, we have dopamine, often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter. Dopamine plays a key role in reward, motivation, and pleasure. It's released in response to rewarding stimuli such as eating your favorite food or achieving a goal. This release reinforces behaviors that are beneficial for survival and well-being by creating a sense of pleasure. Dopamine is also critical for the coordination of movement. It's produced in several brain areas, including the substantia nigra, which is involved in regulating movement. A deficiency in dopamine in this area is associated with Parkinson's. Dopamine influences cognitive functions such as attention, problem-solving, and planning. It also plays a role in mood regulation and is linked to conditions like depression and schizophrenia. Serotonin is another important neurotransmitter. It's involved in mood regulation, emotion, and sleep. Low levels of serotonin are often associated with depression and anxiety. Serotonin helps regulate mood and your emotional states. It's often referred to as the happy neurotransmitter because it contributes to feelings of well-being and happiness. Many antidepressant medications work by increasing serotonin levels within your brain. Serotonin is also involved in regulating the sleep-wake cycle. It helps promote wakefulness during the day and contributes to the production of melatonin at night. Serotonin also plays a role in regulating appetite and digestion. It's found in large quantities in your GI tract, where it helps control bowel movements and function. Next, we have glutamate, the main excitatory neurotransmitter in the brain. It plays a crucial role in learning and memory by enhancing the transmission of signals between neurons. Glutamate is essential for synaptic plasticity, the process by which connections between neurons strengthen or weaken over time. While glutamate is vital for normal brain function, excessive glutamate release can be harmful and lead to neurotoxicity, contributing to conditions like stroke and neurodegenerative diseases. On the flip side, we have GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, the primary inhibitory neurotransmitter. GABA helps to reduce neuronal excitability, keeping the brain's activity in check and preventing overstimulation. GABA reduces the likelihood that a neuron will fire an action potential. It helps maintain balance in the brain by counteracting the excitatory actions of neurotransmitters like glutamate. Because of that, it has a calming effect on the brain, and it's often referred to as the brain's natural tranquilizer. Low levels of GABA are associated with increased anxiety and stress. GABAergic drugs are commonly used to treat conditions like epilepsy. By enhancing GABA activity, these medications help control seizures by preventing excessive neuronal firing. Neurotransmitters affect almost every aspect of our behavior. For example, when you study, neurotransmitters like glutamate help with learning and memory. When you exercise, endorphins, which are another type of neurotransmitter, reduce pain and increase feelings of pleasure. When you socialize, oxytocin, sometimes called the love hormone, helps promote bonding and trust. When neurotransmitter levels are out of balance, it can lead to various neurological and psychiatric disorders. Let's look at a few examples. Depression is often linked to low levels of serotonin. Antidepressant medications like SSRIs, or selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, work by increasing serotonin levels within your brain. They block the reabsorption or reuptake of serotonin into neurons, making more serotonin available in the brain. This helps improve mood and alleviate symptoms of depression. Parkinson's disease is associated with low levels of dopamine. This leads to symptoms like tremors, stiffness, and difficulty with movement. Treatments often involve medications that increase dopamine levels, like dopamine replacement therapy. Medications like levodopa are used to increase dopamine levels within the brain. These drugs can help improve motor symptoms and quality of life for people suffering from Parkinson's. Schizophrenia is linked to imbalances in dopamine and glutamate. It causes symptoms like hallucinations, delusions, and cognitive impairments. Antipsychotic medications can help manage these symptoms by targeting neurotransmitter systems. Many antipsychotic drugs work by blocking dopamine receptors, which helps reduce the positive symptoms of schizophrenia, such as hallucinations and delusions. Neurotransmitters don't just float around randomly. They follow specific pathways. For example, the mesolimbic pathway, which involves dopamine, is associated with reward and pleasure. The serotonergic pathway affects mood, emotion, and sleep. Likewise, the cholinergic pathway, involving acetylcholine, is crucial for learning and memory. Many drugs, both legal and illegal, affect neurotransmitter systems. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors, leading to increased alertness. Nicotine mimics acetylcholine, stimulating the release of dopamine and other neurotransmitters. Antidepressants like SSRIs increase serotonin levels. Illicit drugs like cocaine and amphetamines dramatically increase dopamine levels, leading to euphoria and addiction. Research on neurotransmitters is ongoing and holds great promise for the future. Scientists are constantly developing new treatments for neurological and psychiatric disorders through neurotransmitter manipulation. And there you have it, an overview of key neurotransmitters that operate within us, the tiny chemical messengers that play such a crucial role in our brain and body functions.